All right, what's going on, guys? Noah Pioneer Sport Cards. We have a somber day. Depending on your outlook, it may be exciting, maybe somber. I'm joined by a special guest to the channel, as always, Vettel One Matt.
Hey guys, how you going?
So I'm joined by Matt as this is kind of his information that he came to me with. He's talked to a few other people, but I wanted him kind of to bring it to the air. Just he has some more information on the Lando 4, kind of circulating. So if you want to kind of give a quick, kind of just introduction on the Lando 4, how it started, maybe just maybe some stuff if somebody hasn't doesn't really know about it, just to kind of fill them in.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, there's a few cards floating out there from the Topps 2020 Chrome set, the gold autograph, in particular of Lando that say Lando 4 on the sticker rather than his autograph. Um, there's been a bit of conjecture whether they're real or fake, and there's a few in-depth videos out there with people discussing either side of it. I was always a believer that it was a real autograph because Lando has been known to sign with Lando for, and we'll go into that a little bit later as well. And yeah, I just was a bit shocked, particularly that Topps would potentially put something that wasn't real in there. So I was always a believer that this was a real card. And yeah, I'm going to go through my story, I guess, when meeting Lando. And I was just, from my view, I was meeting Lando. I'm going to show him the card just for him to go, yep, I signed that. And then everyone that had one would be put at ease and would all be happy that this was a really rare and unique card. But I guess what really happened to kick all this off was what Hannah, she collects cards. One of the larger collectors bought one on eBay and sent it into PSA. They wouldn't authenticate it, and basically they told her the Topps had asked for them to be recalled and a replacement to be issued for these cards, which we all found a little bit odd. And there's been a number of theories, I guess, behind what's happened here. They weren't meant to apply the stickers. Are they real? Are they fake? We thought maybe Lando just signed it. I don't know, a handful with the Lando 4, and and then Topps decided they weren't going to use them, and they accidentally got applied. But yeah, there's a few different theories out there of what could have happened. But someone does have an email that owns one of these saying that it's not fake and the sticker was applied in error. Topps have never actually said that they're 100% genuinely signed by Lando, just that they were not fake. So I think that's a key part of the wording to the next theory that I've heard, which to me makes the most sense. So at the Australian Grand Prix this year, as I said, I had every intention of tracking Lando down, meeting him, showing him his card, him saying, "Yep, it's real," and hopefully even get a shout out saying, "Hey guys, I signed his card." With him being the kind of personality that he is, I thought it would be something that he'd happily do, and we wouldn't have a problem with. So I found out where he was staying, and he got into Melbourne quite early. So on the Monday, the week before the Grand Prix, I went down to his hotel in Melbourne, just waited out the front, and I was very lucky. He came out in about 15, 20 minutes. He walked out with his headphones on, pretty clandestine. Unless you really sort of knew who Lando was, you probably wouldn't have recognized him. So just when I was like, Lando, he sort of looked at me and I had the card in my hand. I said, I want to ask you a question about this card. He was like, yeah, okay. And he took his headphones off and seemed like he was happy to have like a quick chat with me. So anyway, I basically showed him the card. Mate, did you sign this autograph? And I had it in a one touch in my hand. He basically grabbed the card off me and he full studied it and he's like, I didn't sign that, man. I said, sorry, what, you didn't sign this? He goes, no, that's not my autograph. I didn't sign that. I was like, okay. So I explained to him what the card was, that it was like an official Topps card from, a licensed F1 product. That he'd signed examples of Lando 4. I even did say that to him and mentioned it. And there was videos arguing that this card's real, this card's fake, and there's only a handful of them out there. He basically said to me, look, that's not my autograph. I didn't sign it. I do Lando 4, but it's like if I give someone something like as a gift, I might write Lando 4 because that's like my name. After my autograph, I'll just write Lando on it. But if I'm doing my autograph in an official capacity, I would never do that because it's not my autograph. And yeah, he studied the card again and then just reiterated that. He goes, I can't tell you that that's real because, yeah, I didn't sign that. So I was pretty shocked, to be honest. I mean, like, I probably could have asked a few more in-depth questions, but I was a little bit taken aback. And I sort of said to him, I had the intention of coming here and you saying that these cards are real. And getting you a video of you saying, yeah, this is real. And he goes, mate, I'm not doing any videos because I didn't sign that. He did say that he remembers signing the stickers he said, I remember signing the little stickers for the card company. That was the exact wording that he used. But I didn't sign, and he's like, I didn't sign them like that. So um, I don't know. I know that people don't want to believe that it's fake, and I know there's a lot of people that have these cards and have paid big money. I found out some money that has been spent on these cards, and I can understand why people would be really, really upset that if these are to be fake. But just from my interaction with Lando, I'm confident that he did not sign these cards. I'm pretty good at dealing with people. I'm a real estate agent. I deal with people. I chat to people. That's my job, and I'm as confident as I can be that Lando was very genuine when he said he did not sign the card, and he obviously he did recognize that it was a sticker on the card.
So
Um,
yeah, so going off of this, there's been a few kind of different theories, if you will, that have been kind of circulating about of what they think might have happened with this card. I know I've heard some
yep,
people think, it was like I've heard. I'm going to kind of mention some of the other videos that I've done it. I know kind of Buff talked about how he thought it might have been like a special like autograph for like a special occasion of nicknames in the future, or kind of things along those lines, or like he kind of got too tired, switched. I've also heard that just that, oh, he sent so many autographs, he would never remember if he did that. So I kind of wanted your
yep.
take on what your kind of stance is on what you think might have happened.
Absolutely. Well, look, initially I was of the view that they were real and they somehow got onto these cards. Purely for the fact that there was a Zach Brown race suit example of a Lando 4. I think there was another one out there somewhere. And I thought, look, the thing that Buff said that, it was for a special occasion and it got applied by accident to this set, I thought that was very plausible at the time, given the history of the Lando 4 signature. So, I was a believer. I had every intention of thinking that this was real and it was a real card. But someone's put this to me the other day, and this person, their full time job is working with cards. They know a lot of people within the industry. So, throughout COVID in particular, obviously a lot of these things were sent to the athletes, drivers, through every sport to sign. And on each sheet there'd be like an example stickers. Like usually they do say sign here, admittedly. I do have photo examples of cards that say sign here where the player's meant to sign when it's like actually an on card auto. But we're kind of thinking maybe on the sheet someone had written Lando 4 on some stickers as an example of like how to sign the stickers and where on the sticker to sign, so he doesn't go off the sticker and they can use each sticker. And then these were applied in error. I think the wording of it's Eddie Mancini's email saying that it's not fake and they were applied in error. The example stickers were effectively applied to some of these cards rather than an actual autograph. To me, that it's the most plausible. It is coincidental, yes, that it says Lando 4, and he's been known to write that in the past. I mean, that's another little thing that's hard to get your head around. But at the same time, I think out of all the theories and explanations, to me, that makes the most sense that someone from Topps accidentally put the example stickers on the cards.
Gotcha. So, with that theory in mind, and you personally owning one, I want to kind of just get that out that you personally own one. So it's not like you. I mean, you
Yeah,
have
of course. Look, I mean,
you have
sorry,
a horse in this. Yeah, you have a horse in this race. Like it being like non genuine, like actively hurts you, if you will. So it's not like you're coming out of this with no kind of like consequences. Like it actively hurts the value of your card.
absolutely. So I didn't mention that. And I think I pulled the very first one ever. So I got my case before they hit US. So, and it's for some reason in Australia last year, we got our stock allocation before the US did. And I opened it in sort of mid April last year. And I sat there opening my case with my girlfriend. So mine came out of a sealed case, sealed box, sealed packet. My girlfriend actually opened the card. And yeah, when she opened it, she goes, "Oh, you got a Lando autograph, but it's really weird." He's like just written Lando 4. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'd got his autograph in the past at the 2019 Australian Grand Prix, so I knew what his autograph looked like. And when I got it, I'm like, oh, that's really strange. Like, it kind of looks crappy, like a kid wrote it. Like, it just looked all a little bit strange at the time. And I put it on Facebook, which at the time it was a predominantly more like British based group. And like everyone made fun of it, saying they thought it was fake and they were joking around it. Oh, his secretary signed it. This was back in like April 2021 when the card first came out. But I just thought, oh, there's no way that it's fake. It's come from a licensed product. It's a sealed product. There's no way that there's anything dubious about this. But yeah, I've got nothing to by doing this. Particularly some of the figures that I've heard that people have paid for these cards privately that haven't been advertised sales. And some people have messaged me because obviously I did do a post on Facebook and Instagram more so just to call Tops out. I just want some accountability, or to someone at Tops just to actually acknowledge this issue, because it is a massive issue within the F1 card collecting community, and it does need to be addressed. And I think, I guess for their integrity, they need to come out and speak about it. I don't. Now knowing this example thing, I don't think it was I think it was a mistake. I don't think they wanted to release something that is effectively fake or Lando didn't sign. But we need some acknowledgement out there of this, I think, from Tops directly.
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think it actively hurts the community with something lingering like this, and kind of just going off of this point. So if it comes out that, or for even if it stays as a we never know for sure type of deal, how do you think this kind of just actively influences card? Do you think it's a in the long run a good thing for the F1 market just to kind of have this black sheep, if you will, of a card? Do you think it hurts? What are your kind of thoughts on the future of this? Are you planning on moving it? What are your kind of plans with it?
I mean, it's a bit of a difficult one. I think if it was real, it would be like one of those Halo cards that everyone would chase, and it would have such a large value, and particularly with Lando being such a popular guy. And if he wins a championship, it'd be one of those, like one of the rarest cards out there that people would want. Um, I guess it's got a really interesting history behind it, and it could still have some value. Look, I really don't know how it's going to be received, but like, people have commented on my Facebook post saying, "No, that's it has to be real. You're wrong," and all this sort of stuff, which is fine. They can have that. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but yeah, the fact that Lando himself and looked at the card and studied it in my presence, I'm convinced that he didn't sign these cards. So in terms of me, I wouldn't. I don't want to sell it. Like I couldn't sell it to someone saying that this is real. If I really wanted to, I could have just shut my mouth and put it out there on eBay and sold it and made a lot of money. But I don't think that's the right thing to do, and that's why if I owned one, I'd love to get to the bottom, which I do. But if I was someone else that had owned one as well, you would hope that they'd have the view that they want to get to the bottom of this and find out whether it's real or not.
No, yeah, it's a crazy kind of situation with this going on because there's so many kind of just unknowns, if you will. Like even the emails we got in the past were intentionally, I think, vague on purpose because I think genuinely Tops hasn't. Maybe they don't know 100% what the issue is, but I think they have a very 75 to 80% kind of assurance of what they think happened with it. And I think
Yeah,
the reason that they're not telling it is that there is some underlying issue with it, if you will. Because I think if it was 100% genuine, they would have had no issue coming out and saying it because that just solves the issue. And then by them not saying the issue, they have something. I don't want to say they're hiding something, but they're not. They're keeping something, some important information, if you will, from
well,
us.
absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like if they did apply it in error and it was a real auto, like at the end of the day, why would they care? It's like, all right, we've put the wrong auto on there, but it's real. Like, good luck to you guys. You guys have got a car that's now extremely rare. Like, I don't know why they would care. So the fact that they want to recall it, and it's just the wording in that email. It's not fake. It was applied in error. They don't say it's real. They just say it's not fake.
Yeah.
And look, technically, like it isn't fake in the sense that they wanted to put out there a fake autograph. It was the example that was stuck on there, and that's why for me, I think that theory makes the most sense. Yeah, so yeah, the person with that email that says it's not fake, they're saying they've said that it's real, but they actually haven't said that. Saying something's not fake and saying it's real, they're still different in my view.
Gotcha. Yeah, so kind of wrapping this up with this, do you have anything like that you kind of haven't touched on that you wanted to touch on briefly? I know it's kind of a crazy situation. This is something that I've seen kind of other cases, but not nearly to this extreme. Like I've seen kind of Luca have this issue. I've seen Messi kind of have this issue with autos. So I'm just want to know if
Yeah.
there's any kind of closing thoughts you had about this and what you kind of want to see going forward. Like what type of accountability do you think is best needed to help correct this issue?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I guess it's a bit of a tough one because if Tops do turn around and say, "Look, yeah, we apply these in error. They were the example stickers. We'll give you a replacement." The replacement's not going to be worth as much as what the Lando 4 would have been worth. So it's a real tough one, and it's going to be shit for a number of people that have purchased this card at a much higher rate. Look, I asked Lando to sign a Lando or auto for me in person, which he said he was happy to do given the story. I can put a picture up on on the podcast to show what that looks like. There
Yeah,
are
for sure.
obviously, for me, there's discrepancies in how he's written that to the ones on the card as well. They don't match up. They're similar, but they're not the same. And particularly the 4 is quite different as well. But I think ultimately, yeah, I think Tops just need to come out, and even if they don't want to do it fully publicly, like anyone that owns the car, they need to respond to. I think. I don't know. It's a real tough one from a business point of view how to manage it, but um, I've reached out to Card Porn and they've reached out to Tops as well, so they're going to be getting messages about this. I don't think they can just sweep it under the rug. So I think they need to acknowledge the situation. I think it's the most important thing, and then hopefully there's some resolution. But from my standpoint, if Tops turned around and said, "Hey, I want to give you a replacement," it's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know how I would take it as well. It's a bit of a tough one. I think they should give something like a replacement and maybe something more on top of that, given the situation.
All right, I wanted to touch briefly on this point that he makes about the autographs looking different. Up on the screen are just a few of the Lando 4s that are known. One of the biggest things I wanted to point out between that he mentions is the 4s. As you can see between a few of these, the 4s are in one complete motion, as you see. One stroke of the pen, there's not a break in the pen at all. Whereas a few of them are going to have this very distinct break in the pen in the 4. A very easy way to see that they're completely different 4s. Another thing you can tell is that the A to the ends are different. Some of them are connected in the cursive, some of them aren't connected in the cursive. Then lastly, the D's have this very distinct way of their kind of just their loop of the D. Some of them are going to be way more kind of distinct than others. So that's what he was kind of talking about with the differences, just so you understand. Gotcha. So yeah, thank you for coming on with me. I know you've had this information for a while sitting with you since what the Australian Grand Prix. I don't know how many weeks ago that was. Probably I know at least
It was
multiple. Yeah,
4.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah, multiple weeks in now. So yeah, I wanted to kind of. You told me about this a while ago, but I wanted to give you the chance, kind of to do with you what you will with it, because I know this is a big time situation for you. So appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
and
on
let's
and
be clear, I've emailed Tops, about a few days after the Australian Grand Prix, and I just a detailed outline of the story and what had happened. No response. I sent a follow up email and got nothing, and that's why I've decided that I actually just want to start speaking about it because they've had more than enough time and opportunity to respond back to me about this.
yeah, thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure talking with you when you're fun stories. I think we all should be kind of wanting Tops to be better about this situation. It's kind of just all around a bad situation to put the guys in. So yeah, once again, thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure having you.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys kind of just got some new information from this video. It's a lot to kind of digest, but I think the best course of action is just to have Tops take some accountability for this situation. It's a bad situation to be putting in with drivers not confirming their autos. So hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you later. Take care.